In the aftermath of the attack at a museum in Tunisia, the Islamic State militant group said it was responsible. Troops are being deployed to major cities to reassure people that the country is safe. The apparent spread of IS is causing great concern in the region. Morocco, which is one of the US's key allies in North Africa, has generally been regarded as an island of stability. But when Islamist attacks are happening as close as Tunisia, how threatened do they feel?
I got to speak to Bouعiddeh, who's the ministry delegate to the Foreign Ministry of Morocco, and got her reaction to the attack in Tunis.
It's a real tragedy. We reject completely this terrorism attack. It was really awful and terrible for the whole region. Unfortunately, it comes in a moment where we are all looking to Tunisia as a hope for the whole region, especially that we have Libya also in the region. And I hope it will stop. I hope it won't affect the development process that already started in Tunisia. And this is why I think we need to be all very solidary together.
Is Islamic State and Islamic extremism a problem in Morocco?
Till now, it's not a problem in Morocco. It's an international problem. The big remarks that we can make when it comes to Morocco is that recently we did find out a lot of recruitment cells of Moroccans who go to ISIL and Syria. Our preventive measures is really to find out these cells before they become active. I strongly believe this is a consequence of a lot of problems within societies, and mainly this is a consequence of lack of hope, lack of visibility, lack of future, and I think we should work on this a lot. Of course, there is another axe, which is the religious axe. Right now we need to restructure the Islamic axe, the Islam messages. The training of Islam or the learning of Islam has to be well structured, and this is what we do. We think that this is a public responsibility to teach Islam to the population. This is why we train imams. All the imams that are present in Morocco are legal. We don't really accept to have illegal imams. You need to have a sort of public training, actually. It's like a diploma. If you need to go to the university to be a doctor, you need to study also to be an imam. You can't be an imam just because you pretend having read the Quran.
This is so interesting because it's a debate that takes place not just across the north of Africa, but also across Europe and other places, as no doubt you've heard. So if there was, for example, a radical Islamic cleric, they would not be able to speak unless they had gone through a certain process?
Of course, because you can't have the title of imam if you don't go through a public process.
Let me move for a moment now to Libya, because that is something that Morocco has been very involved in and that we followed very closely on this programme. Do you think that it is possible to bring peace to Libya when we have these two rival factions that are battling for control of the country?
The unique solution right now for Libya is to make this process succeed. It is important to get to a national dialogue, to have a political solution in Libya. We don't have another solution. This is a matter not only for a country, for Libya. This is a regional matter and international matter. It involves everybody. It involves North African countries. It involves the Sahel countries. It involves European countries, South Europe.
So the Moroccan government doesn't support one government or other?
Moroccan government supports a national dialogue and national reconciliation process. Now we had the first round of the negotiation where we had for the first time the three parties sitting together and trying to find a solution. Hopefully by the end of this week or next week we can have any solution, because finally we could identify the two important issues that are now on the negotiation table.
Which are? Which
are the creation of a national unity government. I think that everybody agrees on that. Everybody agrees also on the necessity to have a security arrangement to respect the ceasefire. So I think it is important at least to have these two main issues on the table, to have everybody around the table agree on them, and then start working on names on how to create and how to prepare this national unity government, and also how to respect the security arrangement.
So there we have Mbarka Bouaida, the Minister Delegate to the Foreign Ministry of Morocco. Quite interesting, actually. Just this morning I'm seeing on France 24 that the Libya Foreign Minister congratulates his rival on battling Islamic State. So maybe she's right. Maybe there is some optimism in those talks actually taking place today in Libya.
We should bring you up to date with the solar eclipse, which is taking place now. In Madrid, they're just starting to see signs of the eclipse. The moon is just starting to creep up into the northeast corner of the sun, and it's just slowly, gradually going to take over the sun. So the solar eclipse, which we've been talking about all morning, has indeed started. On Newsday, we've also been talking about President Goodluck Jonathan's assessment.